Hello, I'm back. It's Friday. Hopefully, there are no technical issues anymore. Like with last stream, we had to restart twice. It was not a fun time, but I managed to upload that video. But once you upload a video, you have to wait for it to be fully uploaded before you shut your PC down, otherwise, you have to restart it. The entire upload. So that still needs to be done because the first part of that first 40 minutes of footage corrupted. And yeah, today will be Stormworks trying to get a gearbox fully functional. There's going to be some logic, a lot of logic, a lot of greater than, less than, that type of stuff. So yeah, let's jump into it. I realize I do not have to tap out of the game anymore. Hello. I have a stream deck that I should use. Having one that actually presses, if you press one button, it starts the stream, starts recording, and also starts the music, which is better than what it was. Yeah, I know I can use my mobile dashboard Twitch. You've said it to me every single stream I did. It does it every single stream and it just says it and it's like, yeah, it does that. And I am tired because I spent the entire day at school, in a workshop. The workshop just, well, it didn't really do that much, but overall a lot. I had to make some bolts because we did have some like thread, but not any bolts or anything. But we did have the nuts, which meant that I could just do a very simple thing and cut off the thread, weld the nut on it, and be done. I also realized if I have 7 gearboxes here, which reverse, I can have 7 gears, or 7 different ratios. And also 6 different ratios. And also 5 different ratios. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Which I think is almost like 28 gears. But I'm just going for 7. Can I add a plus in here? Plus 1 gearbox. Which means we need this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's just for the gears. No, it reverse. Yeah, reverse comes from a button. That. But we may have a 7-speed gearbox. But we also need 2 numbers. This is going to be the RPS, and this is going to be the speed, because it's going to be an automatic. Let's see. What? It's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm gonna need yet another one. 7. 7. Wait, shouldn't all of these be outputs? Yeah, they should all be outputs. Output. Output. One more output. Another one. Another one, and another one. Push all these out and organize them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Neatly organized. Symbol, we'll think about that later. There we go. Seven speeds. And we have the speed and RPS, so we're going to greater than. Then we're going to need it right here. Right here. This is all I'm going to need for gears. Oh no, this is just for... I'm gonna need another one of these. It's gonna be large. It's an AND gate, because both of them need to be true. Wait. Oh boy. You see, with a 2-speed gearbox, you can get away with just an AND gate, because all it has to do is be higher than 1. But what will happen is I either can compact it a lot more, or I can have a lot more trouble. Because I can mix gears up a little bit. Like, actually, just a couple gearboxes. Ratios. Because speed and RPS are both greater than. And add this. But I also then need a threshold gate. Wait, instead of a gradient for the speed, I'm gonna need threshold gates. Which, yeah. Which means I can remove 50% of all of these. And replace them with threshold gates. Making this more compact. Because I can now push these up. One by one. Is there anything more underneath? Yep, there's just one more underneath here. There we go. Now we need a threshold, and then we can go to gear 1. 4, 5, 6, 7. Speed goes for the threshold, RPS. I only need one greater than, actually. I just had to say, hold on, this RPS has to be bigger than that. Oh no, wait, those need to come back. I can compact all of this and just say that you are gonna go to all the B inputs with a property number, because when I want to be able to set the RPS, I'm gonna shift that. I just need to be cross, because if A is greater than B, B you select, and then that, there we go. Now, with, I this is gonna require some customizing. I could make a very complex threshold with a lot of property numbers. So as soon as you reach 10 meters per second, which is 30 kilometers an hour, you shift up. It realizes, oh wait, these two are full, so instead of just a 1-to-1 ratio, it adds a gear, which means you go faster. Then from 10, actually 10 to, let's just do very rough, 10 to 20. Once that is done, then can we shift to gear 2? Just to be speed is also connected to all the thresholds. This is gonna become a mess quite quickly, isn't it? I'm gonna keep it compact. Go. And this one will be 20 to 30. With this being 30 to 40. This being 40 through 50. With this automatically becoming 50 to 60, and this becomes 60 to 70. And I guess first... Oh no, technically this needs to be 10 to 20. Everything needs to be moved up 1. Can I just say... No, can I add a plus to this? That's annoying. This one is 40 to 40, so that skips immediately. Now we can go 10 kilometers quicker. $70 to 80. Save up as 7-speed gearbox. This is a very long one. Then we need a definitely linear speed sensor, which I can conveniently hide, but still kind of show if I am smart enough, which... Just gonna put it here. Horizontal speed goes into the speed one, RPS goes into RPS with... You need a minimum of 8 RPS to shift. Did I not put a battery in here? Guess, can I slap a medium battery in here? I mean, I could. Balls. Thanks, Miyaki, for the subscription. It is time to get box with gears working. Hopefully this already works and it's just a bunch of fine tuning. Because that's what this is going to be. Just fine-tune every single thing to perfection. And I guess the last one is reverse. Yep. Last one is reverse. How do I want to start this vehicle? Wait. I have a very bad idea. Manual crank. Greater than. Wait, what? Why doesn't it... Okay, not measure RPS or... What? Why? Torque meter... Do I have to slap in a fucking torque meter to actually... Well, that's bullshit. Torque meter measures RPS. So if it's greater than 3... Now all I need is a keypad. Can I get it in here? Probably not. Summer seats are very picky about where you can put your stuff. So I guess you set the RPS with this. Yeah, what are we gonna do? You're getting me slightly concerned. My mom did give with a solid question. Is it Belgium? Because this is in Germany. I should first set my RPS to... Let's see if it runs at 10. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Oh, I only run it at like 0.8. I only run it at 0.8. And I'm asking... Oh, yeah, I need to be... Is the engine running? No. I am curious to see what it is, what it will be. What would I need my passport for anyway? Like, this is specifically my passport. It isn't like anything. It should work, right? If you push the toggle and you have this. Cranks that up. Oh wait, I know why it isn't starting. This time it still isn't starting. I somehow developed an unreliable car. Well, the thing is, right? You have to crank it. You have to crank to start it, right? You know those. Yes. It looks a bit weird. I can understand. What? I also might have to connect the clutch. Yeah, it is very short as well. I went with that aesthetic by choice. Let's see. 8. It has 8 gearboxes. And yes, that's what this... Thanks, Manamon, for the follow. But this is 7-speed gearbox, and I know I could technically do like a 28-speed gearbox with this. Yeah, I went the 7-speed. Don't know why. But I could technically make this a 24-speed. Boiled egg, yeah. I need an inverter. Numerical inverter. Here to invert your numbers. Because steering is always scuffed in this game. Oh, trams are always fun. Let's see, W and S. Alright, everything, this is gonna contain so much logic eventually, like, it will not be normal. Yeah. Even if it's just in Stormworks, but you have to make this... Oh yeah, the problem is, right, you first have to get in the seat, say I want, like, let's say I want 10 RPS. And then you have to crank it, but if you crank it twice, it doesn't start. You have to crank it an uneven amount of times. Because there's a push to toggle, usually for a button that you just press. But no. Every time it starts, it turns on and off a bit. Just funny. Right, steering works. Let's see if the gearbox works. I don't think the gearboxes are working at the moment. Oh wait, I just realized what I'm missing to diagnose what's wrong. It is a massive dial indicating you doing the fast. And also I'm realizing this don't fit. Wait, can I can put it in there. I guess your gauge cluster is just gonna be 2 of these combined. I guess I can put an instrument panel down. This vehicle is small enough that I have to actually make a dashboard. But all this has to display is what speed am I doing. If I know what speed I'm doing, I know I have problems. Maybe should add a catalytic converter to this smoking beast. Yes. If I idle it. Eight, 9. Can I get to the 10? Can I get to the 10? No. Also, this is very soft suspension. Didn't we go to a place in London? Read something like a burrito, which... Yeah. Yeah, but anything looks worse than the Cybertruck. It is not difficult to do that. It's the Cybertruck. Also, the Cybertruck is falling apart. Like, you're standing next to it. First... Alright, there's gonna be burritos? Sure. But also, the Cybertruck's tires only last for 6,000 kilometers. Alright, so this, I guess, has to be 6. Yeah, this... Like, I don't... People that buy the Cybertruck, I just don't get. It's unprotected steel, which rusts, and you cannot wash it through a car wash, like all the others. Because that voids your warranty, actually. Then you have the fact that the suspension is made of millimeter thick steel, which is not enough for a multi-ton vehicle to support, which means it will fall apart as well. That's why the wheels break off so easily. And overall panels just fall off. It's rattling even from new. Yeah, that would kind of be pathetic yet a smart move at the same time. I spot a problem. uh, 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 uh. I made a nodding car. Have a great night today as well. Yes. It also makes a constant clicking noise. Except when you're turning, then the RPS gets slow enough. And then it's just such nodding again. That's because it barely reaches it. So when it actually does hit, it's gonna be a shifting nightmare. Well, let's say I just wanted to run perfectly on that. Yep, it is running. Like, it shifts, but apparently that makes it drop in speed, which causes the speed to drop. Or is it an RPS issue? I guess RPS and speed issue at the same time. Let's overall increase stiffness to 60%. I kind of want to keep it soft. Suspension are going to go with high grip tires. And now I'm not double wheeling these. I'm not making a dually out of this. High grip. We're going for 60 all around. Hopefully that stiffens it up, and hopefully that prevents like any of those imperfections due to basically just, yeah. Right, it started. Did it actually help? What if I say 15? Why is it doing that? I guess... like, what's happening is it shifts probably too much, actually. Because it shifts from... Oh. Oh. Heh. Heh. It shifts from a 3 to 1 to a 1 to 1. And I don't want it to do that. I have a actual 6-speed gearbox. I can make this more compact. Yes. I actually have a 6-speed gearbox here. Because the first gearbox is to just... it's kind of like... wait, that is the 7th speed actually. So... boy am I happy. Gear 1 actually goes to the 2nd gearbox. Gear 2 actually goes to the 3rd gearbox. Gear 3 actually goes to this one. Gear 4 goes to the 5. 5 goes to the 6th gearbox. 6 goes to the 7th gearbox. And 7 goes to the 1st gearbox. The 7th gearbox is basically just the one that releases the last little bit of power into a full speed ratio. I've been going from like a maximum to a minimum, like 3 to 1 to 1 to 3 to 1. What was that? Like... yeah. We shifted up a gear. We're now doing almost 10. And we're in 2nd gear, basically. So we managed to make 1 gear shift a lot smoother. Now it's time for the 2nd gear shift, which this lasts from... kinda from 4 to 9. Then this one takes over from like 9.1, I guess. It's like, let's go of the gear before it engages the other. Let's try that. That still goes to 30, just so I have like the main gearing, which is 1st gear. Then 2nd gear. And this time we're gonna go for third. No, it does need to be 9 exactly. It needs to switch the exact moment. I want this little truck to basically just shift smooth. Yeah, the thing is, right? It activates this gear, which activates a ratio for more torque, less speed. I need to keep the speed up though. But if I make this like 8.9, then I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did before. And it's gonna shift back into first instead of into third. Which I don't want to happen. Yeah, it just shifts out of it. Yes. What if I make this 9.1 though? That means there are two rate. I'm afraid this will just cause massive nodding because instead of having a low gear ratio go into less lower gear ratio, it goes into a gear ratio and into a double low gear ratio. Yeah, see? Now the same, I guess I can make it like this. Just add really a lot of zeros to it, so as soon as you reach only a little bit over 9. Like it disables at 9, but as soon as it goes over that, so it drops. The problem is it should basically say, alright, if it drops a little bit, don't shift up again, let it catch itself. Which, how do I do that? Unless if I add a capacitor, probably. It could probably be solved very quickly with an XOR gate. So if one or the other, but if both at the same time. This could possibly be a solution. Or do I have to do an X and? Or a NAND? So if both are true, then don't. You kind of have to do that. If A and B are true, it outputs a no. That's what that's what this does. And it does that by a capacitor, which charge time is nothing. It doesn't need to charge discharge time of the signal. Let's see if that works, because what it does now, if I start driving and the gear goes up, then the RPS will drop. That's fine and all. But if it then immediately says, yeah, your RPS is up, you're gonna shift down again, which causes it to spike again. I don't think everything went as well as I wanted it to go. It just sticks it into a really low gear. I guess it activates both gears now? Why would it activate both gears? Right, so if it's within this threshold, it will go to here. Oh. Yeah, it basically said, alright, this is both true, so let's mess it up. I had to say, alright, it needs to come from there. Right, start it up. Why are we continuously drifting now? I heard 2 gearboxes. I heard 2 gearboxes. Or at least both of these are true again. Both. Right, what? First of all, I kind of need to spread out a little bit more. Just grab all of this and then untangle the spaghetti. So, if it's between 4, if you're between 4 and 9 meters per second, it shifts into a gear, into first gear. Right? By this and, because the speed or the RPS has to be greater than 8. To prevent stalling. Which could also be an issue. Let me see if I solve it by if we go to 6. Then remove these 2 and just connect it immediately again. I wonder if that was the issue. If I basically ask, go top speed, then shift. Oh no, your speed dropped slightly below. Sucks to be you, I guess. Yeah, RPS is 9. And let's accelerate. Right now, this speed drops too much. Right, so the speed drop is still too much. It just keeps doing this. So what if we do like 7 and say this to also be 7? Because I feel like the RPS is just, the speed is just not high enough. Right, so we just want 10, right? Start the engine. Start accelerating. Reach 4. Reach 7. 8 could probably work as well, right? Because I want to get as much speed out of this as possible. I might just, if I'm smart, I might just, you know, get less gearboxes and mess around with that a little bit. But first I want the ref system to work. Four shifts it there. 8 shifts as well. Nice. So far I went up to 3rd gear out of the 7. I'm starting to go from 8.110. What if I just say 8? And then because this is 4 to 8, make this 12, I guess? I don't know. I don't think this car has enough power for all of those gears. I might need to up the RPS a little bit if you want to go past 3rd gear. 8 to 12, which will make this 12 to 16. Which will make this 16 to 20. This thing will go a lot slower than expected. We're doing 24 meters per second. 24... 700? 28. 28 to 32. And this will actually be a... Wait, 32 that is, times 3.6. Where's my calculator on my phone? Where is it? So, we're gonna get 32 eventually. We times that by 3.6. This thing will be able to go over, just over 100 kilometers an hour. A 115.2. I don't think it started. Yep. The problem is... There we go. I'm just smoking the rear tires. Yeah, I don't think this thing has the power to do it. It starts with a 3.1 gear ratio, which is a lot of torque, but no RPS. Then it goes to a 9 to 5, which is just like like 3 steps below, which already pushes it a bit further. Oh, I can see why now. It's just a small step up instead of a larger step up. Then I don't need 7 gears for this. Because this is already a 1-to-1, removing the need for 1 gearbox already. This one is a 3-to-2, 2-to-1, 3-to-1. Yeah. Wait, 3-to-1 is... Let's reverse. 3-to-2 is... Yeah. 5. Yeah, which means I can make a 6-speed out of this. I guess I could save and I can save this as a 6-speed gearbox. Save it as 6-speed gearbox. Call it 6-speed gearbox. Make it smaller by 1. Replace the 7th. Delete the 7th gear. That's all it is. You just delete 1 gear from the equation, removing some logic as well. Which means this vehicle does sadly not go slower at all necessarily. Let's just connect this with a pipe for now. See how it... Wait a minute. Logic. I removed a gear. Did I mess up with the Did I mess the logic up? Yes. First gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth gear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Wait a minute. It's supposed to connect to the 7th. Did I mess up the connection so bad? Could have been it. Hold on. Yeah, no, it says 8. It says 8 speed, but I don't care. So this one was a gear ratio going that way, I think. Aiming for a... This already goes to a 1-to-1, but this was going for a 3-to-2. And I guess... This one was kind of going for a 1-to-1. I mean, it's supposed to be a 1-to-1 anyway. And then I guess... 6-to-5. 7. Speed gearbox goes back on again. Nah, I'm just gonna keep it a 6-speed, honestly, and see how that works at first. This should have that removed, yep. And I have to double check if the logic's there. Yeah, logic's there. If it works normally right now. Now the jump is too big at this point. So the jump between a 9 to 5, which is quite close to 3 to 1, which it currently is, and then a immediately jump to a 1 to 1. I want my seventh speed back and want to mess around with ratios. Because it's just a driving pile of shit at this point. 7 speed gearbox. Gear 1, Gear 2, Gear 3, Gear 4, Gear 5, Gear 6, and to cap it off, Gear 7. Power it all up with electricity. And then say, alright. I see your 3 to 1, and I raise my 2 to 1. And after that 2 to 1 has been done, we're gonna go 3 to 2, and then we're gonna go directly 1 to 1. It'll probably be a huge jump as well, going from a 3 to 1 immediately to a 1 to 1. Which is why I might want to do like this as a little bit of an extra speed boost. It goes to 2 to 1. As a last shift kind of thing. 2 to 1. This is also 2 to 1. Instead of a 1 to 1, which... oh well. This one is completely useless actually. 3 to 2, 6 to 5, I guess. Otherwise that gear is entirely useless. Now we have to go for the speed from the linear speed sensor, and the RPS comes from the engine. We're gonna see how this goes. I like it, but I might be doing a lot of things wrong. Right, 8th gear, or 3rd gear does it, but kind of lacks at 8.8. It kind of gets stuck at 8.8 at 30 kilometers an hour. It kind of gets stuck there. So basically at 8.8, which 8.5 and then 8.5 should shift a bit higher. It's almost there as well. 8.3 is probably the key here. But it's gonna, if it's gonna be 8.3, then it's gonna be another jump there. Now the jumping gearing is just too much. It goes from a 3 to 1 into a 2 to 1 into a 3 to 2. It should be going to a 9 to 5, which should then be going through to a 3 to 2. I feel like this is solely going to be working towards a 1 to 1 gear ratio. Oh, within the 10 RPS, because for some reason I decided to say, screw it, there's going to be a rear wheel drive. even though all-wheel drive would be way better. See, it shifted up very smoothly into 8.8 territory again. The shifts are very close to each other. And it does 8.8. Instead of 8.3, what if I say 8.5? And this is all a 7-speed gearbox still. Tells you there's a lot of fine-tuning to get it working. A lot of fine-tuning. At least I keep the same variables. Still, it just... runs out of beans at like 8.8. What can I do about this? Because the shifts are very, very close to each other. Also, proper name RPS to shift 0.3. Can it be 0.6 here? And have 0.8 here into 9, not 9.8. Have 8.8 here. Hopefully it will allow me to do some more shifting into higher gears. You know what? Screw it. Let's just run at 20. Alright, I'm confused right now because, well, first of all, let's try it with 10 again because 20 is obviously this wheel spin. Start the engine up. There we go. Now we're running at a cool 9.6 already and still climbing. This is still going up. So we're up at 9.6 right now. So 9.4. We're already at 9.4. 1.4 times 3.6. We're running at 33 kilometers an hour, boys. We're doing it. And let's just say 10 here. Well, that is 10. 10, let's just say 11. Do 11 times 3.6. We're gonna run at 39.6 kilometers an hour here. I think the other one went even faster. And this is with only 10. That's 10 RPS already. The thing's jump at 8.8 is small enough. And this is where wheel slip happens. Why wheel slip? Come on. Why? Do I have to go for high speed tires? Did Stormworks change something? I mean, Stormworks tires are already a bit scuffed. Yeah, if we change to high speed tires. Wait a minute. Really good idea here. I have a really good idea here. Where's some angle pipe? There. Where's some straight pipe? There. Boom. All-wheel drive, baby. This thing won't off-road anyway. Then... oh boy. I made a galloping car. Who's ready for a ride, boys? Right. Is it actually jumping? Well, I cannot see over the fact that I'm... Great, I have to change all the ratios now. I have to start... Because I changed stuff, I have to start all the way at the beginning again. Alright, let's see what the first gear does. And then let's say this is 10. Let's put this at 100 real quick. Because it has to be, the low end has to be 100. Let's hope this doesn't just screw everything up. I want to have to show, so I want to be able to drive this at the end of the stream. Get the car running. Oh, of course, it shifts all into the next gears as well. I have to say, right, at a minimum of 100, activate. I just need the one gear to go right now. Make it all-wheel drive. Stormworks really doesn't like it when things aren't all-wheel drive. Can I actually get it up? I can actually do this. I guess I want to make this vehicle as compact as possible. Don't tap out of the game. Just want to make this as compact as possible and have as much ground clearance as possible, actually. Because the more ground clearance there is in the center, the less chance there is to actually high center it on some other stuff. So I could theoretically say, alright, we're gonna turn all the way off here, go up here, go back here, go all the way back here, just for you to come out again here. Now this entire roller coaster. Orientation is bloody difficult. No, I tapped out of the game again. There we go. See, now we have more ground clearance. But is it torque steer that I'm having, or just only one wheel being connected actually? It seems that only one wheel is connected at the moment. Now, why is that? We're kind of going through here. Into there. Which then goes into this down. Oh. Or not. Oh. Yeah, no wonder why it isn't working. There we go. If you don't connect the wheel to it, it's going to torque steer. Which is something front wheel drives do. When you apply power to the front wheels, one of them will have a little bit more. You're not just do that and I only have one gear to mess around with instead of it just automatically like shaking through the gears. Now we're back to this issue again. Is it because it reaches this gear? Oh, I know. It is because it reaches that gear. I did not spawn it in. It goes over 8 and then it disengages again, going into low, but it's above 4, so we're going to go into high again. Now it's below, now it's low again. And it takes all the way through 8 to actually work. Oh, why does someone kick out like that? Let's slow down. I'll accelerate again. Yeah, why does it do that? It's like, let's shake a lot. What's this with the... No, it's not the speed, it must be the RPS then. Let's say I want to only shift from 8. I feel like it can do 8 on its own. Then it already goes to 13, so adding two powered front wheels instead of unpowered front wheels really did change it. Oh, it can only reach 6. Nice, it can reach 6.9. Alright, that means that it's going to be from 6.5, and I think to 13 that I saw, so we're going to go for 13. Then we're gonna say this is gonna be 13 as well. This thing's gonna be speedy. If it already does 13, which, if I calculate, is already 40 kilometers an hour. And then you're just into one of the first few gears. Should be decently fast. Almost. Almost. I think it needs to happen a little bit earlier. 12.8. I'm gonna say, or 12.5. I don't want to work with like 10ths, I want to work with like 50s. Just 12.5 or 12 or 13. And what's also fun is what I had to make in the workshop at school today was part of Crane. And I already reached a problem. Already. The problem being that the drawings that were made were garbage. They were of the lowest quality possible. For some that was a classmate, which means they've also done the 4 years it took for this course. Right, it goes from a 2 to 1, which is this, into a 9 to 5, into a 3 to 2. Which is just singular steps that it's taking. And for some reason, this gearbox wants to switch. But then this is too much to ask for. Why? First of all, I have to speed in RPS so I can see what's wrong. But from what I can gather, actually, let me do one thing real quick. What I can gather is it activates both at the same time for a very short bit. Until it can get over it. We don't want that, but I want to keep our speed up. So I want to get the top part to be as small of a gap as possible. Just a very, very tiny gap where it deactivates and activates again. If I add enough zeros, it should work, because it should basically say, alright, it's astronomically small, the number. What is it moaning on about? Oh. Oh. Yeah. Only now am I realizing I might have to do it the long way. Instead of threshold gates, I'm gonna have to get it almost a little bit forward for this. I'm gonna have to use these and these combined with, you guessed it, property numbers. Yeah, this thing is gonna become massive. Instead of all these thresholds, because the problem is it shifts up and down at the same time, which causes a massive gear reduction, which causes it to go to a way lower of a gear, slow down, that's why you fall forward, that slows it down, realize, oh, I can shift it to my first gear again instead of second and first at the same time. And then continue on. Which is why it might be smarter to make this 7-speed gearbox with less gearboxes. Because I'm not doing this. Because what it's currently at, like... Because this can easily be just go to a... Wait, why did I do that? Because this is now just one of these. I guess you can slowly work towards a 1-to-1 gear ratio. Because it's actually a 3-to-1. And I'm slowly working towards a 1-to-1 and then a little bit more. Which means you have to do a weird combination. Second gear basically needs to be, I kind of want to be a 2-to-1. But if I do a 2-to-1 here, I kind of need to do a 3-to-1 on this gearbox. So if you shift, I have 4 here and 3 here. This one is going to go back to a 1-to-1. 4 and 3. Uneven amount, don't really care. Wait, this one can be the reverse, and this one frees up to basically have a 4-to-4 or a 3-to-4. But no, if this is the starting gear, then now you have a 3-to-3. Which this one becomes a 2-to-1, going to a 9-to-5. Which means that in order to combat this, it has to be a 3-to-1 to basically combat this one and this one. But that means that the ratio on needs to be a 3-to-1, then this one can remain a... Is it 2-to-1, a 3-to-2. And then this turns on, it's a 3-to-1. Wait, did I do this all wrong? Did I do this part of the gearbox wrong to begin with? Huh. What if I turn all of these gearboxes into a 1-to-1 real quick? Because I need to look up Storix gearbox orientation. Because I cannot stand this at the moment. Storix gearbox direction. The wiki. Is the wiki a proper... Hold on. Yeah, this is still the old one. Guess what this is for the old gearboxes. You know, those big lumpy gearbox things. 3 years ago. The field orientation should be the same. Make the blur sprint work. From the wheels to the engine. I guess because you want to make more torque. And if you put it away, you get less torque with more RPS. So what I've been doing is I've been running way less stuff. Can I basically copy this and just keep this a 2-to-1 and this a 1-to-1? 9-to-5, 3-to-2, 1-to-1, 2-to-1 to 3-to-1. It's 9 to 9 to 5 also needs to exist. So there's gonna be the 9 to 5, 3 to 2, 9 to 5, 2 to 1. And this one is gonna be reverse. Right, if I do this, am I gonna have a lot more torque and a lot less RPS? If so, then I've spent 1.5 hours with a scuffed gearbox. Immediately stalled. 1.0. Images. Let's just go for images. Right, this is finally a good thing. So we have, if you point it towards the engine, it doubles RPS but halves the torque. They are the wrong way around. Yay! We're starting off with a very, very high gear, basically. So I must grab the gearboxes, say yoink yoink, twist you around, place you again. $20. No, not 20, I want 10. Crank her up. Apparently that bite is too much. Apparently going to there is too much, so 5 to 2 I guess. 3 to 5 becomes 2 to 1. 3 to 2 becomes 9 to 5. Should work better now, because if the hit is too much it will start slowing down. But if it slows down... And it changes the ratio a little bit too much, I think. Still. Because from what image I can gather, if you actually write it down, probably. Because if I don't write it down, I'm gonna forget it. Let's see. Towards engine from engine. If you point it towards the engine, you do times RPS divide torque. And with this, you divide the RPS and you do times torque. Alright, that explains it. Now I can actually look at it physically. I wrote it down on a piece of paper because paper still works quite well, even though we have PCs and all that. Little notebook works wonders. It points from the engine, which divides RPS and adds torque, which means that this is a 3 to 1 torque ratio, which if I run 10, I basically run 3.3, but I run 3 times the torque. Then I change it for a divided by 5 times 2. Instead of a 0.33, I run a 0.4 gear ratio. So then it shifts from... Wait, should I I should theoretically do this as well. Basically, just have first gear go on as well, because right now I'm just adding to it. And I kind of don't want to be adding to it. As gears, I think I should put it back to what it was. Gear 1, Gear 2, Gear 3, Gear 4. One, two, three, four, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. And let's change this to if you're going 0 or 6.5. Then you do that, then from 6.5 to 12.5. And then 12.5. Yes, update it. Then let's grab these. Then let's actually turn this back into a 1-to-1. Turn this in a 3-to-1. What I was doing is basically doing a 1 divided by 3 times 0.4. I was making a massive reduction to 0.133333. Or I should probably say it's 0.113. Yeah, you see? Now it shifts easily into that gear, which causes it to... Wait, can I do it a little bit more now? Instead of a 5-to-2, can I do it a 2-to-1? Which is basically 1 divided by 3 times 0.5, which should be a 166 otherwise. It should be less of a hassle now. Start the engine. Rev it up. See, it's doing a lot better already. Still have to probably stiffen up the suspension a little bit, but who cares? And now doing 10.2. Which I will reverse into 10. Because why not? And then from there we're going to go into the next gear. See how that does. Turns out changing things around might work. Or actually thinking. Having that one gear be the wrong way around meant that whenever in the second gear it messed everything up. So now, smooth. I don't think that gear ratio changed anything. I think these two are exactly the flippin' same. This one is a jump by 2, so this one is going to be that. This one is going to be a simple 1-to-1. Well, because this one is reverse, we're going to go from... And we're going to see how this goes so far. Slowly but surely the gearbox is coming along. Maybe I can get the doors working. I'm gonna see if I can shift to 13.5. Or if that will cause the problems to happen again. 13.5 and then of course 13.5. Yes, I want to run at 10 because that is kind of efficient. Technically 8 is the most efficient. Oh boy. Suspension is too soft. I'm drifting. Whoop. Stabilize, 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 stabilize. I'm already running at basically, if I do 19.5 times 3.6, I'm doing over 70 already. But 19.8, 19 and a half. If I do 19.88 times 3.6, 71. So the next 100 goes to 19.5. So as soon as you're doing, see that after fixing one small issue, I'm now at, let's see, 71 kilometers an hour. I'm gonna push this car around a little bit. Oh wait, they didn't even change a single thing. Because what it did, right? It changed to this gearbox. That's kind of funny. That is arguably kind of funny. It changed. I was like, yeah, we're gonna shift this gearbox as a 1-to-1 gear ratio to another gearbox that has a 1-to-1 gear ratio. You see, we're not doing 90 anymore. I don't know why, but eh. We're now doing 16.7. Why are we doing just 16.7? Oh, I don't really care. I can change the gearing again, but 16 and a half, I guess. Why? This goes to the 4 gear. 4 is this. That operate like this is first, second, third, 4. So 4 with the 1-to-1 really does more than. Yeah, that kind of makes it useless though. Kind of makes this jump even funnier. Or is that still? No, this is 7. I want to change that around. Probably change that around, yeah. Because I know it just adds massive, then go to 2-to-1. 2-to-1, 9-to-5, 3-to-2. Not 2-to-1. No, this one actually makes sense. This one kind of makes sense. This one now goes from 16.7, which I guess 16 and a half, which then becomes this 16 and a half to, I don't know, I'll give this at 100. I don't know, who cares? It's my small van, which is gonna have a very fancy gearbox. See it? Shifts up. Shift up. Shifts up a bit shaky. But... oh boy, I gonna have to turn. Don't flip over, don't flip over. Turn a little bit better. And now we're at 26, 27, 28, 29. We're at 29. 29 meters per second is the next best thing. 29, and from 29, look at how big that gap is. It probably is the wrong way around. I'm gonna first change that. It does kind of seem like it just shifts all the way up into this immediately. So I guess I'm gonna do a 2 to 1. This is gonna remain 95. This is gonna become 3 to 2. We're gonna see what this does. If this messes up everything, then it messes up everything. I will change it back. If it don't, then it's a fix, right? If it works, it's not a problem anymore. Crank the engine. First, second. Hopefully I can delay that other gear shift. Yeah, I'm kind of skipping around here a little bit. Something is definitely not right. Nope. Something definitely ain't right. So this needs to go... This needs to go back to a 2 to 1. And this needs to go back to a 3 to 2. There we go. 6 to 5. 3 to 2. 2 to 1. I guess I could do that. Keep it at least a little bit equal, but this time not going 2 to 1, do 9 to 5. If any gearbox, it resembles something... Yeah, that gearbox is just specifically for reverse. Right, now that we have that, we should be able to get into the next gear. Should be able, I say. Probably can't. That pushes, yeah, see that only push me back up to 23. Aha, not that much as was before, right? 23 actually, 23. And then 23 up to next is a little bit different. Like for each vehicle it's going to be different when to shift, at what RPS and at what speed, which makes shifting a lot more difficult. That's why this has taken me almost 2 hours to fully fine-tune. Pretty far into the gearbox at this point, but I'm gonna have to get up to the half. That pushed me to 26, 7, 8, 28 and a half, I'm gonna say. Yes, the 28 and a half, 28.5, which 28.5 times 3.6 is 102 kilometers an hour. And then 28.5, I guess. I guess it doesn't really matter what I use here. It just has to be greater than that one. Also, that 13.5 can probably become 13 by how much it struggles to reach it. You know, instead of having like shift, shift, wait a little bit, shift, 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 it shifts all through there. Right, hopefully we have a fully functioning gearbox. We can reach at least... That's one shift done. Takes a bit longer to shift. And it doesn't have enough torque for the last little bit. Like, it physically does not have enough torque to do the 9 to 5. It does not. The next thing is The next thing on the list is a 2 to 1. Or does that make it worse? If it makes it worse, I'm gonna be screwed here. Otherwise, I might have to up... I mean, honestly... What I might do is put it... I'm gonna have to see how far it goes on 15. It keeps doing that because it doesn't have... Oh. Hey, it's an automatic gearbox. Who cares? Flat ground. Yeah, it is. That last gearbox is... It kinda has to go back to it, but I want to then test out one more thing. Let's go back to a 9 to 5, but... I need to see how far it goes, actually, because this one is currently set to... We should write that down somewhere. 28 and a half. Pencil 8.5. We're gonna see what it does when I put it to 15, because if I put it to 15 and it actually goes to a higher number, which I suspect it would, I need to get this max like a 0 there. And this one gets a 0 here as well. Which means if I put it to 15, then the last gear is a 15 RPM. That is if you want to do speed. So first we're going to put it at 10, so I know we can drive away a little bit easier. After crank starting it. Yeah, now we're at the point where I can say 15. $25, $26, $27, $28, $29, $30, $31, $32, $33. Remember, this is uneven terrain. $35. $40. Keeps climbing. $46. If I put it back to 10. And at what does it reach the closest to 10? 30, and I reached almost 40, so 35? As a 35 should do the trick. So the last gear, because I don't want to give it up, should be 35. 35. And 35 meters per second, 35 times 3.6, is 126 kilometers an hour. And that is an entire gearbox tuned to perfection, in my opinion. Not entirely perfection, but close enough anyway. Now we need to find a way to hide this inverter somewhere in this car, which I'm just going to put it behind there. I guess I'm going to have to place it vertically as well. I can do this way better. Probably. Thing is, I cannot put it on top of here. That's a problem. I think if I turn it sideways at least, if I remove this. And grab a corner pipe. Nah, let's just keep it this way. Now here comes the styling aspect of it. It's time to do a comparison of vehicle styling. Which one is better, this side of the vehicle? We might as well do a section plane. Here we have... Oh, come on. We have this... Here we have this side of the vehicle. Looking as beautiful as ever. This one is a little more blocky. This one is a little bit more... Oh no, wait, it only changes when you actually are looking. Oh no, it depends on your looking angle. Right, so that's right there. Let me also turn on the moving thing. That's right there. This looks decent. Then you have this, which just looks square compared to the rounded off. I'm just gonna go for the rounded off styling. I like it a little bit more. But orientation is bloody difficult. Then we want spotlights for headlights, because of course we want to blind as many people as possible. All while keeping that one opened and putting them up here to give it a screaming face. And because this kind of, I'm going for old styling here, I am going to put indicators right here. Which will be bright orange, additive, boom. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rear yet. All I know is multiple seats, multiple dials, still need an instrument panel, which... This instrument panel has to display the indicator of... No, this is going to be a dial. This is going to be fuel. 4 is going to be a button that is for your lights. You just turn on your lights with that. Channel 4 is going to be called lights. Fuel and lights we already have. This will be... I guess this will be an indicator, which will be overheating. If you're overheating, this little light will shine. And then this is, I guess, could also be a warning light for something. Yeah, this can also be low fuel, which it is a medium fuel tank, so I guess you don't have most fuel. But that means I'm gonna need one dial, or yeah, one dial, 2 indicators, 1 button. Oh boy, that's gonna be a fun one. We need this big. Right, we need a... This is gonna be called channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, and channel 4. I guess this needs to be an output as well. So we have this, 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 and this. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot, we need one more, which will be a composite. And this one, which will also be a composite, but will be an output. Yes, I know, this is amazing work. Read? I definitely need to read. Alright, this is enough for this. And reach channel 4. Then we need a read. No, we need a write. A write on off. Reaches channel count 2. Start channel is also 2. Starts on 2. Reach channel 2 and 3. Then we also gonna need a number, which starts channel 4. And it's gonna go right here. No, this starts on channel 1 actually, default. Now this is logic. This should actually work if I did this correctly. This is gonna be called 1 dial, 2 indicators, 1 button. Oh yeah, I forgot to give this a indicator thing. With additive painting it red. No. Is it additive? Paint these two red. The button is light, so that's actually going to be blue. It's going to be blue light. And this is just going to become a kind of dark green. Or no, light green. Same with this one. Or I can just make it a little bit more gray, like not as bright, but still decently visible. Right, now, have I saved it? Have I actually called it that? No. One, let's, 1 dial, 2 indicators, 1 button. Again, more logic piles up on the roof. And so I connect these two to here. This one gets pivot. Does it get pivot actually? That's kind of crazy. Channel 4 is the button to turn on the lights. Indicators will work off of turning the steering wheel. Ooh. No Flat Movie 2 teaser. Yay. Channel 3 it needs to come from a greater than, which means that... Hold on, I realized I have an annoying issue. It is all have to be numbers and all need to be a greater than. Right, then I don't... Yeah, they still need to be a number. Greater than. I assume you watch it and are confused about it. And my room is getting hot. We need 2 greater thans and property numbers as well. And it's gonna go here, which means it's gonna go here. Then this one is going to go here, which means it's going to go here. This one goes here. This one goes here. Perfectly fine. Property number connects to there. Property number connects to there. Connect that close enough to each other. This is actually viable. Then I need to put this in here. This in here. Push these two back up. Channel 3, I think, was the overheating, which means... This needs to be 100. And low on fuel, which I guess means going below 20. Channel 1 is the tank pressure, no tank content. Goes to 1 and 2 actually. 3 becomes temperature of the engine. Oh yeah, lights also needs to do that. We also have backlight and backlight. The fuel tank has enough diesel in it. Low fuel is off. Let's see, the overheating is on channel 3, so 3 goes if it's greater than 100. No wait, this needs to be actually be numbered. Wait. Did I switch these around? Do these need to go here and here? Because channel 2 is the fuel, and this... Wait. Channel 3 is... Let's see if updating this up works. Otherwise I'm gonna have to change that to... see what it reflects. Now low fuel light is on. What? My low fuel light is on while I have a full tank of fuel. Makes perfect sense. Also, in order to untangle my mess, I like my mess untangled. Logic becomes a mess immediately, but I like it a little bit neat. At least not that much of a mess. Button, I don't know if it works yet, but this one becomes channel 2, and then this one becomes channel 3. Channel 34, no. If it comes to that, I don't know what to do. Right, channel 2 is the overheating issue. Or not. Channel 2, I think, is low fuel. Save it anyway. This one. No, this one? No. Anyway, this also needs to wait, what? This is a dial, right? Yeah, this is the instrument panel. Speed 0. Is it just channels? Like our engine, is it just channel 1, channel 2? Why are there this many channels? I guess I'm gonna go for a 140. Functions. Fun. Time to put the fun in function. Because we have to do a simple thing called x times 3.6. Because here with the metric system, we know how to do things. But channel 2 is low fuel. So low fuel. Channel 2 should be if the fuel reaches below 20. And if the engine overheats is 100. Because channel 3 is overheating, which is on channel 3, which should be on this. Pressure. You know what would also be smart to do? Connect brakes. And get another instrument panel right here that has... oh wait, nope, I do need that. I do need that. This is going to be a flip switch. This is going to be nothing. And channel 2 is going to be nothing. Channel 3 is going to be... another flip switch. No, not an arrow button. No, it's going to be a flip switch. This one is going to be... hand brake. And this one is gonna be bonnet, you know, British. And two, so I just need 2 buttons. I just need 2 buttons. Which of course is 3 long. Because it is simple as channel 2 is pivots that I still need to put in here. Channel 1 is the handbrake, which should go to a compact switch box, which I can also put in here. Switch box, numerical switch box. So if the button is pressed, it means channel 2 must become a number output. Now it's an off value, which is 0. All we need is a constant number. And change that to 1. Now we can touch the variable brake. And of course, don't forget, connect your things. Including your backlight, even though it doesn't need any. Now the brakes on hotkey 1 can be set to push. Because now, these are your normal brakes, but down here, very neatly positioned, you have your handbrake and your bonnet. Which, speaking of, pivots. Yes. We need to put them in. Where do we put them in? How many do we put in there? Where is the least important stuff? Right here on this side. Just some fuel line. I cannot put it in there. Where I can probably put it, though, is right here. Then grab this, undo that selection, simply press H so I can actually see what I'm holding. Cut, paste, join. No. You go there. Now we have a singular pivot to hold up the entire thing. And rotational target is this button opens up that, which means this one also needs to become an... Oh, come on. Also costs number 1. Great, this one also has to become a number because I want to keep it as compact as possible, which means this here goes into there. This goes into here. Which means if you turn it on, it becomes 0.3. Now we can power it up with electricity. Say rotational target goes there. See, now I have to do less. I have to put down less logic. Remain. Why does it say low fuel here? Wait. I feel like I messed something up here. Read 4, start. Wait. Start writing on 1, which is channel 1. That outputs that. That outputs directly into there, which gets into the output. What if we refeed that into there? So it becomes an infinite loop. Still, that one light just keeps turning on. Why am I this stupid? I want to fix this issue. Right, we have this one, which reads channel 4, which is the button. That works. theoretically I can do this. Which is now which now means that channel 1 should work. All the lights should be off because I have no reference anymore. And I should read my fuel. 161 liters. Which I think the maximum is from 0 to 175. And lights, so lights, all need is at a low fuel and overheating lights to start working. Makes sense, right? So you would think connecting that up simply to there would work, because it would modified composite signal, which is channel, because I cannot have a composite add. It's auto composite F, audio switchbox, video switchbox Lewis script, composite binary, composite switchbox, which is great for getting TV channels. But this reads channel 2, compares it to the number that's channel 2, which in this case is... Do I have enough fuel left? Which if it's less than 20, which this is, not always, then output into channel 2, this is channel 2, go here, go there. Same with this, the overheating. Does your engine reach over 100 degrees? If A is greater than B, then yeah, sure, output number 2. Then would I say that's good, but apparently it's saying no, we ain't. Apparently they ain't good. Because if we take a look at it, the low fuel light is burning. Low fuel light's on. Oh yeah, I have to start it from here. Can I actually look underneath it now? I do have to jump a little bit, but... Oh yeah, suspension is still too soft. Doors still need to close. Still need to put a cat in there. Doing 100 kilometers an hour already. A catalytic converter, not a real cat. Yeah, see, we're sipping on fuel. It looks funny. Did I... We have to stiffen up the suspension. It's all over the road now. It is really soft suspension. Like, you can make it skip. I do time after stream, yes. Let's just put a catalytic converter in there right now. Catalytic converter. That uses catalyst to convert harmful gas into less harmful gases. Meaning you do less damage to the environment. But I still do not know for the life of me why this isn't working. This one I'm willing to just add another out. Wait, that doesn't work, does it? Ooh. Ooh. Oh well. In the meantime, do I have the space for that if I remove this block? Yes, I do. Gas relief valve. Port. End. There we go. But with that done, what I'm gonna do is this one. And I'm going to end it here because I'm getting tired a bit. And it's already 15 minutes past 10 and usually I stop around 10. Yeah. I managed to do a gearbox for once, which is somehow quite special for me. But yeah. If you like what you saw, make sure to either like, follow, subscribe. If you don't, that's fine as well. And then, if you want to have a chat with me, you can join the Discord via !Discord or everywhere else on channels, descriptions, because this is going on YouTube, which you can always also find via !YouTube, which you can also find everywhere. Yeah, next stream will be on Wednesday, I think. I have to look it up. Next Wednesday, yes. And I'm already gonna say it. I think next week on a Sunday, which should be the 27th, I'm gonna do a Halloween special early because I will be on vacation during Halloween. So yeah. That means Halloween special will be early. Yes. But yeah, next stream will be Wednesday. I don't think it's going to be satisfactory after the technical difficulties of my PC not wanting to do frames. And both my monitors suddenly refusing to have to receive an input. So yeah. Probably Minecraft. Why not? I'll have to think, but it's variety, so who knows? And until then, have a very pleasant couple of, like, half a week and weekend, and goodbye.